Oh wait, it's still an ad, baby.
Such great deals on cozy favorites. Could it be a conspiracy to create a fifth season known as The Falladays with treats this special? Lidl is up to something. Think about it.
Staying true to the way he's acted since.
What's up, guys? Oh, I just put my thing out. Hey, I'm reacting to 10 killers who showed no remorse in court. Couldn't imagine. Could not be me. Growing up, if I did something wrong and I was accused of it, instant tears. Voice was very much apparent on my face. So yeah, let's just see what these people have to say for themselves, or what they don't have to say for themselves, because they feel no remorse.
The killings took place, he was
Hey,
once
Mr.
again
Hey,
all smiles.
Hey, kid.
It's cold-blooded murder.
Not him laughing at murder.
Make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to Spacebound for more top 10 videos every day.
You have to earn my subscription. I might subscribe, I might not, but I don't feel morally objectified. I don't feel like I'm obligated to do so. Okay. Did you just wake up? What's that? Yeah, I just woke up. I didn't know anyone was in here watching.
Yeah. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Leave a friendly comment and I'll make sure to reply to every single one of you.
Because Twitch definitely said that there was no one watching.
Murderers come and go, with some feeling truly guilty for their actions, to some regretting getting caught, to even more select few who share no regret.
Oh, did you see my when I did the yawn, did you see my wisdom teeth in the back? Because they are crazy. Like, they are making their way in, and it kind of hurts.
Whatsoever for what they've done, and are even for some reason proud of the matter. Hi and welcome to another Spacebound video, where today we'll be listing 10 murderers who showed zero remorse for victims during—
That's crazy. To get a swastika on your forehead is a decision. Like, I'm about to get a new tattoo. I'll show you guys later. Yeah, I'll show you the concept later. But I would never, like, here, like, no.
Spacebound video, where today we'll be listing 10 murderers who showed zero remorse for victims during their court cases.
I was just gonna,
Number 10,
cut up the
William
footage,
McDonald.
put it on YouTube.
The first of his kind from Australia, William was the original serial killer to Aussies, with nicknames like Jack the Ripper of Australia, but mostly just the Mutilator for obvious reasons. Terrorizing the city of Sydney between 1961 to 62, Mr. McDonald took the lives and genitals of 5 victims, which he tossed away after keeping for a few days.
Why would you want
There's no particular reasoning from him behind his motives, aside from naturally feeling compelled to act out his actions, which I guess makes sense from a psychological standpoint, but still. While in court, in his future interviews, McDonald would say, "I wouldn't want a new start, I would be afraid I would do the same thing again. They say leopard never changes its spots. There's something in me that's just built in, and it's something I can't change. Naturally feeling driven to commit his crimes with no thought to what might come of them." Apprehended in '63, McDonald dealt with a life sentence up until his death in 2015, which he was happy about, also mentioning how the idea of staying out there frightens me. Number 9, Thomas Michael T.J. Lane.
Yo, that's crazy. You ever hear a name, and since you know someone with that name, like whenever you hear it, you like think of them? My last coworker, he had one of those names. I'm not going to get too specific because I respect man's privacy, but that's who I just thought. I was like, yo, that's homie right there. That's homie.
Instigating the horrific day of the Charadon High School shooting on February 27, 2012 comes T.J. Lane, whom, by judging by his court video, did not regret his actions when randomly killing 3 students and injuring another 3 with a handgun. TJ,
I'm gonna explain my yawns. I just went to Chipotle and I got the new guajillo steak, but I got it inside of a burrito. My burrito, this is normally my burrito order. The meat may differ, but I get some type of meat normally, and then I get white rice, and then this is where it gets a little crazy. I get the tomato salsa, the one that's like diced up tomatoes, and then I get cheese, sour cream, queso blanco. Gotta get all 3 because it's delicious. Then I get lettuce and guacamole, even though the guacamole and the queso blanco is extra, and it came up to like $17 for the burrito, but I needed it. Okay, I needed that burrito, and I love it when they do it because they put everything on there, and you can tell the person who does it, they always have a little bit of trouble wrapping my burrito because it has so much stuff on it, so they're like pulling it, stretching the tortilla. So nice. So yeah, I ate that entire thing. Almost couldn't finish it, but I was like, I ain't no beach, so I finished it, and I took a nap.
He was tried for 3 counts of murder, where he baffled the jury with his defense.
All right. The Geauga County Court of Common Pleas is now in session. The Honorable David L. Fury presiding.
Please be seated.
Why do they do that? The whole let's rise.
Thank you, Your Honor. To my left is
Yo!
Geauga County Assistant
Oh, he
Prosecutor
different.
Mark Bartolotta, Judge.
Likely knowing he'd lose the case, he jokingly wore a shirt reading "Killer" and treated the whole ordeal as if it were a joke by smiling, cussing the court out, and even flipping off the victims' families.
That man does not care.
Saying to pull the trigger that killed your son, now masturbates to memory of you.
Number 8. Gary Leon Ridgeway.
That?
Known as the Green River Killer, Gary comes in as the most prolific American serial killer in history, at least according to his confirmed 90-plus murders.
Saying you masturbate to someone's death is wild.
Committed from 1982 to 1998.
The charge of aggravated murder in the first degree, as charged in count 1 for the death of Wendy Lee Caulfield.
Guilty.
How do you plead to the charge of aggravated murder in the first degree?
Did you just plead guilty?
As charged in count 2.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Performing the sacred act of necrophilia on his victims, all of which were women and most being sex workers at one point, Gary at one point was the most hated man in the United States, along with the fact that he showed no facial expression when confronted by the victims' families and friends in court. It definitely did not help his case in that matter. Number 7. Tommy Lynn Sells.
I am hatred. When you look at me, you look at hate.
Yeah, 100% itis.
When you look at me, you know what hate is.
Next on our list is Tommy Sells, who was convicted for the confirmed murders of more than 22 adults and children from 1980 to 2000 and sentenced to death by electric chair in 2014.
Yeah, I swear he's got to be the most hated because the other ones, it seemed like they just killed adults, but you can't be killing. They barely got to experience life. As a kid, you still think Santa Claus is real. You don't have a firm grip on reality. Killing them is just messed up.
14 years after his initial arrest. The exact number of victims, however, is still unknown, but we can blame this as a ripple effect thanks to his neglectful mother who allowed one of their friends to molest him. People are weird and messed up. As well, Tommy was documented on the show Nightline, which allowed us to get a more of an inside look at what a psychopath is thinking or feeling, as his thoughts are truly frightening, that someone can actually get a sense of fulfillment from killing anyone.
First time I killed somebody, it was such a rush, and it was just like that shot of dope. Every time I did it.
That's how I know I'm not a psychopath, because I I killed a frog once. And the remorse I felt was astronomical. That's why I was like, feel disgusted. Can't do it. Whew, not great. I would not recommend.
It was that rush again.
Number 6. Joseph Paul Franklin.
I threw that magazine down on the coffee table and thought, I'm going to kill that guy.
Filled with hate towards anyone who was not a white Christian, Joseph was one of Missouri's most notorious racists, constantly attempting to begin a race war whenever he possibly could.
And I saw that interracial couple that he had photographed there having sex, and it just made me sick.
Most known for his attempted murder against Larry Flynt for producing a magazine cover portraying an interracial couple.
Yo, that's next level hate. He was like, I'm not mad at the guy in the magazine. Well, I am, but you produced it. You gotta get gone, big homie. Gotta go. That's different.
I know, pretty ridiculous, right? But anyways, Joseph is also responsible for the death of 22 other men and women who were not white. Of course. Showing how unrepentant he really was for everything he has done, Joseph was interviewed by CNN prior to his death by injection, explaining how he was truly believing that his actions were right to do and was a request from God himself.
3 years, just the same length of time Jesus was on his mission, from the time he was 30 until he was 33.
Not him likening himself to Jesus.
Well, to try to get a race war started.
Number 5. Ian Bradley, one of the most hated men in England from the very moment of his arrest up until his death in May of 2017. Ian was the murderer of 5 innocent children, explaining how he and his accomplice would kidnap, molest, torture, and then murder his victims during his confession and trial. Ian seemed to have shown no emotion towards any of the victims or the immense amount of hatred from the
What's in his nose? What is that?
entire community. And although he was diagnosed as psychotic, he would confidently say otherwise on a very constant basis. Number 4. Joanna Denny.
That must have happened
Referred
a long
to
time.
as a spree
There's
killer,
a woman.
33-year-old Joanna was responsible for the deaths of 3 men and...
Not saying men are more psychotic, but if you look at the statistics, female to male serial killers is like an overwhelming majority in one sex's. There's more men than women, that's all I'm saying.
2013. Admitting to mercilessly butchering them for the fun of it, Joanna also had a goal of 9 murders, hoping that one day she can compare herself to Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde. Named cruel, calculating, and selfish by the judge at her hearing, Joanna described this whole thing as a game and treated it like a joke with a smile on her face from starting at her arrest to her life sentence in court with absolutely zero sympathy from the judge.
Yeah, I think I heard that somewhere. I'll look it up after this video to make sure I'm not spewing wrong information, but I'm almost positive there's more male serial killers than female.
Also one of only 3 women from England to have ever received a life sentence. Number 3. Michael Elijah Adams.
What's her name? Because I really want to know she got her 9.
Compare herself the fun of it. Joanna in 2013. Spree killer. 33-year-old Joanna was responsible for the deaths of...
There's not that many.
She is also Michael Elijah Adams.
I just ran into a big homie from FTRA. One of the founding 13 members from Libby, Montana. Went and stole $80 from my mom.
Ted Budd believes in your right
I miss having YouTube Rep so much. Not having ads is amazing. I was living it up. I had a 3-month free trial. Best 3 months of my life.
Vote Ted Budd for Senate.
Well, maybe not the best, but it was up there.
At Sprouts Farmers Market, we work with local farmers to harvest the most delicious fruits and vegetables that are rushed fresh to our store.
And the rest is history.
Describe it. Describe it to somebody who's never imagined it.
Well, it's just pick up and go wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go. Nobody to tell you what to do. You're always ducking and dodging, hustling. We were the big dogs. We stayed on the border. We were the violent ones. I mean, guns, drugs, and girls.
A drifter himself, 48-year-old Michael was someone who'd proudly take the lives of 16 other train drifters since he was 14. According to Michael himself, he even admits to providing a public service to the U.S. by being a cold-blooded enforcer and blocking the way of drug transportations to other states, as apparently it's a popular way to transport product.
What's the total number of bodies they say you're good for?
I don't know, I got 16 showing. There's a lot of shitty people on the street.
And you cop to it, you went in and took care of it.
So like gang members who are like enforcers and kill people, are they technically serial killers?
What I did.
How would you generally do it? I mean, how would you go about it?
Pistol, gun, axe handle, 2x4, whatever, wherever. If you catch somebody, you know, you on the street, you might catch a child molester that owes you $20. Well, bang, bang, it's done.
Following his arrest, Adams found himself with a definite life sentence and even said happily that he's glad he can finally retire and live somewhere stable because he's proud of what he did. Number 2. Michael Swanson.
It's cold-blooded murder. Cold-blooded murder.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Trouble from day one. Michael wasn't like most kids, as he'd have a difficult time sleeping, socializing, or even just standing still, as well as he would commit regular acts of aggression.
That's crazy to think that like you could be in elementary school with somebody and you could be chatting with them. You know, they're a little different, a little off, whatever. But you're like, you know, everyone's a little weird. And come to find out many years later, that same person could be a serial killer and you never even knew. Over here playing Jenga with him. I ain't even know.
Towards his mother, which she'd confessed to, along with one situation where he would assault another child at daycare. By 11, even his own psychiatrist admitted that he was a lost cause, and by 17, he had committed the murders of 2 Iowa mothers, Shea Myers and Vicky Bowman Hall, at random. Considering Michael's state of mind throughout his life, it's clear that his actions were, while predictable at some point, were also met with no remorse. And while on trial, would smile and laugh nearly the whole time. And finally, number 1, Miamalani Seal.
How do you
sentenced
know how to
to
say
30 years for 2 counts of murder and hold of
Yo, does that mean the Z is a Y? Maya Malani. Yo, their Z's are Y's.
Seal. Sentenced to 30 years for 2 counts of murder and hold of a firearm comes the man who would drink the blood of his 2 victims after killing them. At least until willingly brought up and was laughed about to the judge's face. Even when the journalists would try to take photos, he'd just laugh and hide his face, so you know, I guess sorry about that. It amazes me though, after doing this list, just how evil some people can be. It's honestly bone-chilling. So in the comments below, before I end this off, let me know what you thought about all these. And with that being said, that concludes 10 murders